Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome His Excellency Dr. Abiy Ahmed, Prosperity Party President, and distinguished guests as they take their seats. Good afternoon and welcome, honorable attendees. As we begin, we invite you to stand to honor our nation, Ethiopia, with the singing of the national anthem. Honored attendees, at this time, we kindly request everyone to join us in observing a moment of silence to honor the memory of leaders and dedicated members of the Prosperity Party who made the ultimate sacrifice for the success of our cause. And now welcome on the stage Honorable Peter Lamboth, Secretary General of Sudan People's Liberation Movement, SPLM, of the Republic of South Sudan.
Excellency Dr. Abiy Ahmed, President of Prosperity Party and the Prime Minister of the Federal Democratic Republic of Ethiopia, Honorable Tamasgen Torune, Deputy President of Prosperity Party, Honorable Adam Farah, Deputy President of Prosperity Party, the senior executive members of Prosperity, members of Parliament, the national ministers, the distinguished invited leaders of like-minded political parties, ladies and gentlemen, comrades and friends, good evening to all of you. Your Excellency, the Prime Minister, I want to bring to you a congratulatory message from your colleague, the Chairman of the SPLM and President of the Republic of South Sudan, General Salva Kiir Mayardit, on this second occasion of Prosperity Congress. On behalf of myself and my delegation, I want to thank you for the invitation and would like to express greetings and best wishes to the leadership of Prosperity Party on this occasion, which is set out to review the achievements of the promises made during the first Congress. This is the best and promising practice which you have adopted for the last 5 years since the coming into power of your party. This is a practice many political parties need to embrace in order to account for promises made to the people of their respective countries. In search for development and inclusive unity, Ethiopia has come a long way in the corridors of history. From Zaman Masafin to Yakuna Amlak, and from Menelik II to developmental estate of late Prime Minister Meles, and now to Dr. Abiy's Madabar reform, which has recently transformed Ethiopia's socio-economic, political, and physical infrastructure development beyond recognition. I couldn't find my place in Piazza where I used to be. And I don't know where the place went. But Piazza is beautiful. It's extremely beautiful. If there is anything we have learned in the metamorphosis of countries as political parties, it is that providing a clear vision is important. But implementation of that vision is even more important. And accountability for resources to ensure attainment of the vision is the most important. And in our experience in the continent, and most political parties have gotten the vision right. But implementation and accountability are still elusive. And now, under Madama reform, Ethiopia has finally gotten the whole of the three. And we want to say congratulations. Your Excellency, ladies and gentlemen, the bilateral relations between South Sudan and Ethiopia goes back since time immemorial. And no one can really list down all of them. But even at the time when Ethiopia was invaded by Italy in 1935 World War incident to the liberation of Addis Ababa in 1941, Emperor Haile Selassie went to Europe in May 1936 to seek support of the European members of the League of Nations to force Italy out of Ethiopia. The emperor had to stay for 6 years in Britain until the European powers decided to fight among themselves in the form of what was called the Second World War. And it was only in this time, in 1941, that Britain decided to help the emperor by bringing him back to the Sudan, which was under British colonization. The two British generals, whom you endearingly know as Major General Charles Wingate and Brigadier General Daniel Sanford, were sent by Britain to return the emperor back to his throne in Addis Ababa. Their foot soldiers, however, were neither British nor Europeans. They were South Sudanese and Sudanese. And these forces joined with the Ethiopian brothers and sisters, the Arbanyach, led by Rasis and the Jasmashis, and which forced Italy out of Ethiopia in 1941. During the liberation of South Sudan, I don't need to tell you that Ethiopia always stood with South Sudan. From the time of Emperor Haile Selassie, to President Colonel Mengistu Haile Mariam, to Prime Minister Meles, to Prime Minister Haile Mariam Desalegn, and to our current Prime Minister, Dr. Abiy Ahmed, they have always stood in support of South Sudan, and we want to say thank you. Our relationship expands to a number of spheres, including the recent ratification of the Nile River Basin Cooperative Agreement, a cooperative framework by South Sudan last year. The educational program in which this year alone, South Sudan has received 632 scholarships from Ethiopia is a remarkable achievement. Your Excellency, ladies and gentlemen, we are also embarking on physical infrastructure development cooperation in the form of road construction, especially the Paloch-Pagag Road, which links oil production areas in South Sudan to Ethiopia. We would like to extend cooperation and partnership in the following thematic areas: investment on mechanized agriculture, construction of airports, ports, enhancement of river transport, cooperation and partnership on energy, electrification, and construction of hydroelectric power. Investments on fisheries. There is a saying that in South Sudan, the fish die of old age because we don't have the fishing industries. And therefore, we would like to develop partnerships in that area. Your Excellency, comrades and friends, for stability to take hold in Africa, the SPLM believes that the African leadership must take responsibility to address their problems, even as we seek assistance and partnership from others. This will indeed build confidence of our people that they should not look externally for solutions to our problems. The political and economic crisis in Africa, which are forcing our people to flee the continent in search for better lives, can only be addressed by us if we want to have African solutions for African problems. If other countries outside the continent invite us to address our own problems, then African solutions for African problems will not be tenable. The SPLM also believes that the international community is a world of interests. No country can help another without condition. Even the so-called aid or assistance is not really aid. And a predicament in one country might be an opportunity for others. For that reason, I want to propose that the ruling parties in Africa must stand together to protect our interests in the international organizations where smaller countries are being bullied. If the powerful countries are working together as packs in those organizations, I see no reason why Africans cannot come together to support their cause. Such kind of leadership in Africa is needed now more than ever before. And my Prime Minister, Dr. Abiy, you are in a better position to lead that fight. Your Excellency and distinguished delegates, on this second Congress of Prosperity Party, the SPLM pledges to work hand in hand with Prosperity and like-minded political parties in the region to transform the lives of our people for better. Kalibe Batam Amasaganalo, Exaver, Yavarakacho, Malcolm Gubai. Shukran Jazilan. Shukran Jazilan, Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.
Honorable Ambassador Dr. Emmanuel Nchimbi, Secretary General of Chama cha Mapinduzi, CCM of the Republic of Tanzania, will now take the stage.
Honorable Ahmed Bey, President of Prosperity Party and Ethiopian Prime Minister, Honorable Ambassador Dr. Adem Farah, Vice President of Prosperity Party, leaders and members of Prosperity Party, representative of local and international sisters party here present, Ethiopian government leaders, invited guests, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of Chairperson of Chama cha Mapinduzi and President of United Republic of Tanzania, Her Excellency Dr. Samia Suluhu Hassan, allow me to express my sincere gratitude to the leadership of the Prosperity Party for the invitation to participate at this August gathering of the second regular party congress and for the hospitality extended to my delegation since our arrival yesterday. We thank you. Mr. President, allow me also to take this opportunity to commend you yourself, Honorable Ahmed Abiy, President of the Prosperity Party and Ethiopian Prime Minister, for your able leadership and vision to your party. All witnessed by this gathering, which is symbolic to the appreciation of the work you do with the party and the extended friendship and collaboration you have developed with our countries. Such leadership is commendable and exemplary for the all well-wishers of development, peace, and prosperity. Mr. President, before I deliver my brief remarks at this Congress, may I bring to your attention the message of peace, love, and solidarity from the Chairperson of CCM and President of the United Republic of Tanzania, Her Excellency Dr. Samia Suluhu Hassan, who wishes members and leaders of Prosperity Party and Ethiopians under your able leadership fruitful deliberation at this very Congress. Mr. President, in honoring your invitation, Madam Chairperson sent a well-deserved CCM delegation here, expressing our solidarity to our sister party and cementing our friendship and collaboration of the PP and CCM and the people of Tanzania and Ethiopia whom we serve. Mr. President, the solidarity greetings from CCM Chairperson carry the weight of the long-standing friendship and relationship between Tanzania and Ethiopia, built on a strong foundation of political ideological drawn from our central times and now in the current times of CCM and PP ushering in, with sharpened economic focus and people-to-people relations for the benefit of the two countries. All these times, our unity and solidarity is even more important than before, when the world is experiencing multiple global challenges, ranging from climate change to conflicts, food and energy, and security, which require us to work together and save our people and the planet. Mr. President, having won the July 2021 general elections, which gave the PP a landslide victory and a responsibility to form the government, is symbolic of the trust the Ethiopian people have in you. As much as we acknowledge your well-deserved victory, besides the challenges faced, we wish the continuing seeing peace and democracy reign in Ethiopia. Under your leadership through constitutional guidance, we have seen since your term started, and we have no doubt that this will continue, which also gives assurance to all Ethiopians will continue to enjoy a fast-growing economy. Mr. President, as I conclude, may I reiterate our commitment to support your government and your party as you discharge your governing duties, which are entrusted to you by Ethiopian voters and citizens. Under your leadership, under the leadership of Our Excellency Dr. Samia Suluhu Hassan, Tanzania will continue partnering with Ethiopia to address global challenges and foster economic development for the mutual benefit of our two countries. Thank you for your attention, and we wish you fruit deliberation and a very successful Congress. Asanteni sana. Thank you very much.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, welcome on the stage, Comrade Notolo Kibet, a member of the African National Congress, National Executive Committee of the Republic of South Africa.
Thank you so much. And let me take this opportunity to greet Your Excellency, Dr. Abiy Ahmed, the President of the Prosperity Party, the Deputy President, Your Excellency, of the Prosperity Party, Mr. Tourné, the Excellency, Mr. Adem Farah, Deputy President of the Prosperity Party and Head of Main Office, leadership of the party, the esteemed delegates, comrades, compatriots, and friends. I bring you warm revolutionary greetings from the National Executive Committee of the African National Congress, as led by President Cyril Ramaphosa. We are deeply honored by the invitation to be part of your second national conference, a few weeks after celebrating the 113 fighting years of the African National Congress. Let me share with this august house that in one of those celebrations in Kimberley, the Excellency Dr. Abiy Ahmed was with us. And till this day, the message that you rendered on the day is always quoted, spoken about, appreciated. Our participation at this important gathering is an affirmation of our shared commitment to the African cause, ensuring that the nations in our beloved continent occupy their rightful places among the nations of the world, advancing the African economic growth through the African Continental Free Trade Area, silencing the guns and ushering in an era of peace and prosperity across the continent. Ethiopia stands tall as a proud symbol of Africa's resilience against subjugation and colonial conquests. This great nation, untouched by colonial conquest, remains a testament of the resilience of the human spirit, the unwavering determination of her people, and the steadfast leadership of its forebears. From the victory of Adwa to the visionary leadership of the Emperor Haile Selassie, Ethiopia has not only defended its sovereignty, but has given strength to the broader African liberation movement. It was here in Addis Ababa that the Organization of African Unity, OAU, was founded in 1963 with the intention to form a continental base for Pan-Africanism and African solidarity. Today, we pay tribute and honor. We honor those giants of our continent and the leaders who inspired our forward momentum, uniting us in our diversity. Haile Selassie Nkwane Nkrumah, Julius Nyerere, Nelson Mandela, Oliver Tambo, those are people whose unwavering commitment to African unity continues to inspire us to this day. The African National Congress, as the oldest liberation movement on the continent, continues to pledge solidarity with the oppressed and those still fighting from their self-determination. Our bonds of solidarity run deep, and we stand with you in our quest for Africa that is prosperous, with all her peoples living in peace, with guns having gone silent permanently. The ANC remains steadfast in its commitment to a free, united, and prosperous Africa, working with all progressive forces in the continent to realize this lofty goal. The bond between the African National Congress and the Prosperity Party is not just one of friendship, but a shared destiny. We recognize the great strides Ethiopia has made under your leadership, Comrade President. Ethiopia's remarkable reforms, its economic advancements, and its steadfast commitment to peace and national unity mirror the ANC's vision of a united, progressive Africa. As political parties committed to transformation of our nations, our responsibility is greater than ourselves. We are entrusted with shaping the lives of millions, ensuring that democracy, development, and dignity remain at the core of our leadership of our respective people. In giving practical expression to these objectives, the African Union's Agenda 2063 is not merely a vision, but a call to action, which you stood here and emphasized over and over, Mr. President. It's a vision of a prosperous, integrated, and peaceful Africa, led by her own people, driven by its own resources. It's a vision that demands that we invest in our youth, our women, and our people as the architects of a shared future. The ANC believes that women and young people are not only the future, but the present drivers of transformation. They must be at the forefront of our economies, our politics, and our leadership structures. We cannot build the Africa we want without full participation of its most dynamic forces, its youth and its women. Africa will never be fully and truly free until all her peoples are free. The struggle of Western Sahara remains a scar on the conscience of our continent. The ANC reaffirms its unwavering support for the Sahrawi people's right to self-determination and independence. The last colony in Africa must be liberated, for Africa's liberation remains incomplete until every inch of our land is reclaimed by its rightful owners. The ANC has always championed progressive internationalism, the belief that nations must be bound by justice, solidarity, and shared prosperity. In a world threatened by imperialism, economic exploitation, and global inequalities, Africa must stand firm in her unity, bold in her convictions, and unshaken in her resolve. As South Africa assumes the presidency of G20, we must work together to make this presidency about elevating the African agenda and advancing the goals of the shared goals of the Global South. Under our presidency, South Africa seeks to advance efforts in establishing a more equitable, representative, and fit-for-purpose international order in line with the main multilateral processes under the United Nations. The theme for our presidency is therefore fitting, which is solidarity, equality, and sustainability. As the ANC, we stand in solidarity with the Prosperity Party and the people of Ethiopia. We celebrate the remarkable progress made by the Ethiopian government in nation building, economic transformation, and the pursuit for peace. Your successes are Africa's successes, and your challenges are Africa's challenges. Let us march forward together as Pan-Africanists, as revolutionaries, as comrades in the struggle, standing firm in our commitment to the realization of the dreams and aspirations of our peoples. From the streets of Addis Ababa to the hills of Johannesburg, from the valleys of Western Sahara to the desert of Namibia, Africa must rise, Africa must lead. Long live Prosperity Party, long live. Long live Pan-Africanism, long live Amandla.
And now welcome His Excellency Mr. Zafer Sirakaya, Deputy Chairman of AK Party, Head of Foreign Affairs Committee of the Justice and Development Party of the Republic of Turkey.
Excellency Mr. Abiy Ahmed, Honorable Deputy Chairs of Prosperity Party, esteemed delegates, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. I would like to take the opportunity at the beginning of my speech to express my thankfulness for the strong and comprehensive speech of His Excellency Mr. Abiy Ahmed. By fulfilling all the points you mentioned during your speech, I'm sure that we won't see just and merely a prosperous Ethiopia in the future, but also a prosperous Horn of Africa, as well as a prosperous continent of Africa. I wish you all the best by transforming your pledge to practice and action. May God bless you, His Excellency, and the whole people and honorable people of Ethiopia. First and foremost, I extend the warmest regards and the best wishes on behalf of the President of the Republic of Turkey and the Chairman of AK Party, His Excellency Recep Tayyip Erdogan, and as well as the Turkish people. It is an honor and a privilege to address such an esteemed gathering on this significant occasion. Being here with you today is an exceptional opportunity to strengthen our shared values, our common vision, and the bonds of cooperation that connect us. The enduring ties between our countries and parties reflect our shared commitment to building a future rooted in mutual respect and shared vision. Allow me to begin by wishing your Congress great success. May the decision taken here not only benefit your esteemed nation, but also contribute to further stability
within the continent of Africa and global stability and prosperity. Ethiopia holds a unique place in the continent of Africa's historical memory. As one of the world's oldest civilizations, it has long been a center of culture, history, and diversity, home of numerous languages, beliefs, and ethnic communities. Ethiopia continues to stand as a beacon of heritage and resilience. For many around the world, Ethiopia represents one of humanity's most inspiring stories. Ethiopia's heroic fight for sovereignty not only empowered its own people, but has also served as a beacon of hope for nations striving for freedom and dignity across the globe. In Turkey, we deeply understand the spirit of independence. Ethiopia and Turkey share this profound legacy, a legacy of resilience, self-determination, and a deep-rooted commitment to sovereignty. The bonds between Turkey and Ethiopia draw strengths from history. Diplomatic ties established during the reign of Sultan Abdul Hamid II and further institutionalized with the opening of our embassy in Addis Ababa in 1926. I would like to point out that our first Turkish diplomatic mission in sub-Saharan Africa was in Ethiopia. And this is a testament to the importance we place on Ethiopia and the African continent. Since then, our relations have only grown stronger and more dynamic, with trade, education, and cultural ties flourishing over the past decade. As AK Party, with regard Ethiopia, the host of African Union, and possess utmost respect for the people of Ethiopia. Our commitment to Ethiopia's development goes hand in hand with our belief in regional cooperation. We see the stability and peace of the Horn of Africa as vital. It is our firm conviction that all efforts should aim to prevent conflicts that hinder progress and undermine harmony in this vital region. Guided by the principles of African solutions to African problems and a win-win approach, Turkey wholeheartedly supports all peace initiatives aimed at ending conflicts and opening pathway for dialogue. As I stand before you, I reiterate that diplomacy has no alternative. War is never a solution. It leaves behind only destruction and generational pain. Turkey and Ethiopia will continue to collaborate, not just for the well-being of our own people, but also for the advancement of global peace and justice. In closing, I wish to extend my heartfelt gratitude to everyone involved in organizing this meaningful occasion and Congress. Turkey's friendship and solidarity with Ethiopia will always endure, standing strong through all challenges and triumphs alike. Thank you for your attention.
And now welcome Honorable Ambassador Welars Gasamagera, Secretary General of Rwandan Patriotic Front of the Republic of Rwanda.
Your Excellency, Dr. Abiy Ahmed, President of the Prosperity Party, Excellency Mr. Temesgen Tirone, Deputy President of the Prosperity Party, Excellency Mr. Adem Farah, Deputy President of the Prosperity Party and Head of the main office, Excellencies, members of the Central Committee of the Prosperity Party, Excellency, members of the Executive Committee of the Prosperity Party, Excellencies, members of the Inspection and Ethics Committee of the Prosperity Party, dear voting delegates in this Congress, honorable delegates, local and international political parties, honorable guests from embassies and the diplomatic community, honorable invited guests from various communities and sectors, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, all protocol observed, a very good evening to all of you. Your Excellency, Mr. President, on this auspicious occasion, allow me to convey to you the fraternal greetings and best wishes from His Excellency Paul Kagame, Chairman of the RPF Inkotanyi and President of the Republic of Rwanda. President Kagame is sending his best wishes for a successful Congress that will culminate in the choice of your leaders to take the party to a higher level of performance. The Prosperity Party and the Rwanda Patriotic Front Inkotanyi enjoy close relationships that have positively impacted the excellent bilateral relations between our two countries, Rwanda and Ethiopia. Both political organizations play an important role in shaping and energizing the political interactions between our countries. On a multilateral level, we have always shared a common vision of a prosperous Africa that suits Africans. The progress that Ethiopia has realized and is still registering today under the leadership of the Prosperity Party is making this country a beacon of progress, and it shows. Rwanda and Ethiopia have cemented bilateral relations thanks to the tireless engagement and dedication of our leaders entertaining a shared people-centered vision. Ethiopia has achieved commendable progress in this regard. Thank you, Your Excellency, Mr. President, for your remarkable resilience on this journey, despite the many hurdles that hindered but never discouraged your resolute advance towards the development and welfare of your people. United and prosperous today, your people is pursuing tirelessly its journey towards a common destiny. Today, our country, Rwanda, is living turbulent times, a reminiscence of the horrendous genocide against the Tutsi 30 years ago, where we lost more than 1 million innocent people in just 100 days. We shall always remember with gratitude how Ethiopia stood by us and shared with us our grievances. We are standing steadfast to confront the adversities and ensure our people's safety and security, and we shall always borrow from your demonstrated unshakable determination, lessons of courage and bravery. Our party's relations of friendship are based on mutual trust and keen interest, and have always grown firm and fruitful. We have learned from each other that we must have the courage to boldly change what needs to be. And this, you said it so well, Your Excellency, Mr. President. And we have learned also the wisdom to keep what needs to be reinforced. In this juncture, I thank you, Your Excellency, Mr. President, for having invited RPF to this memorable Congress to witness your wisdom and experience in your deliberations. Rwanda Patriotic Front is privileged and indeed honored by your trust. Our political family believes that the ongoing cooperation will pave the way to the development and prosperity of our two brother peoples. Through you, Your Excellency, I wish to extend my thanks and warm congratulations to the entire Prosperity Party leadership and members, and recommit to you our friendship and solidarity. As I conclude, Your Excellency, I wish to thank you once again for leading the Prosperity Party and indeed this beautiful country, Ethiopia, with wisdom and sense of purpose. I wish this Congress fruitful deliberations and formulate my vows for successful elections. Long live the Prosperity Party. Long live the RPF Inhotanyi. Long live to both our visionary leadership. Thank you very much.